Okay, so welcome to your ideas, hunches, and strokes of genius spreadsheet. So in order to complete this activity today, you need to create a Google spreadsheet in Drive by going in your Drive folder, clicking on the Create button, and creating a new spreadsheet. You then need to share this spreadsheet with your friends. So at this point, I'm going to share it with Miss Patirachi, who's my pal. She's going to be able to edit it. So let's cancel that. Once the two of you are inside of the spreadsheet, you need to put in column headings. So you need a how might we statement, ideas, terrible, love, doable, combinable, and the one. You're then going to type in your how might we better statement. So my idea for how might we better is how might we better reduce litter at John Monash Science Schools. Now, when the teacher tells you, you're going to have 10 minutes to get as many ideas as you want. So we're aiming to get 100 ideas down in 10 minutes. So don't think, don't stop, do think, sorry. Don't think about them, don't judge them, don't stop, just type in your ideas. So a good idea would be, for example, that one of you starts down near row 50, for example, and the other one of you starts up at the top, putting your ideas in just so you don't use the same cell. And when that timer starts, you're going to start typing away as many ideas as you can. So, example would be, how might we better reduce litter at your Monash Science School? The timer is starting. Okay, we could have more bins. We could have more cleaners, because we'll just throw rubbish around and make the cleaners pick it up. That's a good idea. We could have a ban on packaging, on food. We could have more varied recycling bins. We could also have teams on litter duty. We could have an information campaign. We could have awards, environmental awards, which I think we already do, but I'll put that down. Awards for people who help to look after things, etc., etc. So you have 10 minutes, and between the two or three of you, you should be able to come up with 100 ideas. You'll notice that in the next columns, we've got the some thoughts, and across this top row, I've added a filter. So in order to add a filter, you highlight the row, and you click on this button here, the filter button, and that creates little drop-down menus. Now this is really important for the next part of our activity. With your 100 ideas in 10 minutes, you're then going to go through them and discuss them together, and you're going to say, you're going to use the codes Y or N. So if you think that having more bins is a terrible idea, you're going to say yes. If you're thinking having more cleaners is a terrible idea, which I do, I think you're going to say yes. Ban packaging on food is an interesting idea. It's not terrible, so I'm going to say no, it's not terrible. More varied recycling bins, I think, is not a terrible idea. Teams on litter duty, so I think that is not a terrible idea, so I'm going to use N again. An information campaign, I quite like that, it's not terrible. Environmental awards, I think that's a terrible idea. So that's my first column of terrible. Then I'm going to go through and say, okay, let's go through which of these ideas do we really love. So more bins, no, I don't love that as an idea. I definitely don't love that as an idea. I don't love that. I think it's not a terrible idea, but I don't love it. I really like the idea of having more varied recycling bins. I like the idea of teams on duty, and I like the idea of having an information campaign. And I don't really love the idea of the environmental awards. Is it doable? And this one's really interesting. And we're doing this for all of the ideas because we're then going to use the filters to help us. So, is it doable? Yes, definitely doable to get more bins. Get more cleaners? Yep, that's certainly doable. Ban packaging on food? Yep, that's doable. More varied recycling bins? I think that's doable. Teams on litter duty? That's definitely doable. Information campaign? That's doable. Environmental award? That's doable. Some of them, though, if for example I was to put invent a robot who sorts litter, I think is not a terrible idea. I think it's an awesome idea. I love that idea, but it's actually not doable probably in the time scale that we've got. Now you see I've filled in these first three columns, and we're going to play around a little bit with the filters. So we're going to filter out, is it terrible? Okay, no, it's not terrible. Okay, so these are the ideas that are not terrible. Do I love it? Yes, I love it. Okay, so here are the ideas which aren't terrible and I love. Is it doable? Okay, yes, it's doable, so I can turn off that filter. I'm now down to just 3 ideas. So you can see how I didn't have a lot of ideas, but you can see how this is a really useful process when you have 100 ideas. Now this is really interesting. I want to say whether it's combinable. So I'm looking at the ideas that I love and that are doable. Are any of them combinable? So more very recycling bins, teams on litter duty and information campaign. I would say they're all really combinable. So in fact, I'm actually going to change what my thinking is to come up with my one idea. And I'm going to change my statement to say something like, the one idea I've got is to introduce new varied recycling bins through an information campaign, which I'm going to design, led by teams who help out on duty, litter duty, if you will, showing people how to use them. So I've actually now got my idea. My one final idea is there. Now I did that in a really short amount of time, but you're going to be able to do that. It's going to take you a lot longer to do that because you're going to have 100 ideas to work through. But we want you to get from having all these ideas, taking out the terrible ones, looking at the ones you really love, looking at what you love and doable, any of them that you can combine together to come up with one awesome idea. Okay, good luck with this.